Imagine owning one of these electric vehicles for your daily commute or recreational activities which cost next to nothing. And this is what this woman is providing to Kenyans. As a matter of fact, she is disrupting the mobility industry in Kenya with these micro-mobility vehicles. I have featured many e-mobility innovators in Kenya, and she happens to be the only female in this industry. Before we proceed to know more about her, kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the notification icon. This really helps.
Anything electric related to mobile vehicles, mobility enthusiast, Davis one of a kind, one country.
Wow, that was a good test ride. Now tell me, are you Kenyan?
Well, I would love to be Kenyan, but I'm not. I consider myself an Afropolitan.
Okay.
I was born in Ghana. And
You were born in Ghana?
I was.
Do you know I'm from Ghana?
I know, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Accra.
Awesome.
Yeah, my mother is from Ghana,
Yeah.
and raised in Cameroon.
Okay.
And Kenya has been a country of adoption for me for a very long time.
Fantastic. So before I even go to how eWAKA started, do you have a background in, let's say, engineering? I mean, who are you?
Well, I have worked with a lot of engineers. I'm a lawyer. Yes. I studied law and economics. I have a bachelor in economics and international politics, and a law degree, a Juris Doctor from Northwestern University in Chicago.
Wow.
And I've spent my career in the financial industry, but had a stint of 6 years with an engineering company in Switzerland called ABB.
Oh, okay.
And worked with some of the first EV charging solutions. That's where I fell in love with electric mobility. Yeah, and I'm an enthusiast of everything that is a mobility.
Okay, so good. So I think that was where you got the motivation to start eWAKA. So how has been the journey so far with eWAKA?
So actually, the motivation to start eWAKA was actually born during a trip that we did with my family a couple of years back in the Gulf of Guinea. We drove with my children. I have two adult children. We drove from Benin to the Ivory Coast.
You drove?
Yeah, we did the whole Gulf of Guinea coast, going through Togo, Ghana, and the Ivory Coast. And while driving, we had discussed with my children what are the issues, and rather than having them, they were born and raised in Switzerland, and having them complain, I said to them, why don't we discuss solutions? And at the end of that trip, we sort of all understood after hours of sitting in congested cities, urban centers.
I know how it feels.
across all the cities that we drove through, we understood that transportation was really one of the pain points that we could address. And as I said, I'm an enthusiast of everything that is micro-mobility. I own a few of these vehicles myself. And so I started doing some research about how we could actually bring some of these solutions to the continent.
Fantastic. So when was eWAKA born in Kenya? We
started in September of 2021. That's so about a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
Good. So how has been the response so far to the Kenyan people?
Yeah, it really has been amazing, right? When we started, we came with just two vehicles. The one I'm sitting on, our flagship Jasiri, which looks like the bodas that you see on the street, and then the scooter, the e-scooter that you see, all over the world in campuses, in the city centers. We came with those two, and we started showing them to people, and the response was absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, so since then we've brought a few more bikes.
But then why eWAKA? It sounds like a Nigerian pidgin word, waka, which means walk or go. And then there's this song, waka waka,
Exactly, a Cameroonian song.
Yeah.
So there's two reasons for the name.
Yeah.
We sat down with my partner Jimmy, thinking about the name, and it turns out that in Swahili, waka means ignited, light up.
Ignited, waka.
Exactly.
In Swahili.
In Swahili, so electrically ignited. But also, as you pointed out, in Pidgin, in West Africa, waka is used to mean move, walk, right? So we wanted a name that would resonate also with our, cultural identification.
Yeah.
And so eWAKA is basically to move electrically.
Okay, so now I have seen different types of these electric mobility vehicles over here. What I want to know now, do you manufacture them, or you import the components and assemble them? Tell me, how do you do it here?
Yeah, so currently all of the vehicles, we have a fleet of 225 vehicles right now on ground in Kenya.
225?
That's right. Yeah,
it is huge.
Across all 5 models.
It is huge.
Yeah. So we've brought them all, and they are all deployed. All the models have been deployed with various customers, mostly corporate customers, and we're also testing them with individuals. So all of these vehicles that we have right now were brought fully built. But as you know, the tax and duty burden is pretty heavy. Yeah. And so we plan to assemble the vehicles that we will select. We'll assemble them right here in Kenya. And part of the parts will be imported, but there will also be a big portion of some parts that will be localized, so actually sourced within the local market, built by us or other partners.
Awesome, that is amazing. So are you employing at the moment, or how many Kenyans or people have you employed in your company now?
So we are quite a lean company at the moment. In this first year, there's 5 of us, a technician, an engineering intern, a sales and marketing person, and Jimmy and myself. But as I said, we work a lot in partnerships, right? So we have a partner who is a very well-known motorbike assembler here in Kenya, very well regarded in this space. We're partnering with them to assemble the vehicles. And everything that we do starts with partnerships, right? So we are partnering, all of our partners are here in Kenya, whether they are clients with whom we deploy the vehicles or even, the workshop.
Okay. So how are you positioning these electric mobility or vehicles here in Kenya? Who are your target segment or market?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So there's basically 2 pricing options. You have eWAKA as a purchase, and you have eWAKA as a service, right? So our target customers are really across the board, corporates and individual riders, whether they use the vehicles for commercial purposes to earn a living, or even just to commute on their last mile or inner city commute. We're targeting really the urban space.
Okay, good. So what you have here are electric vehicles, right? Have you mixed ICE or fossil fuel vehicles to these vehicles that you have at the moment?
Absolutely not. All of our vehicles are 100% fully electric.
Wow. Then I think that you are contributing to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in terms of the 7, 11, and 13.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, as you know, transportation is one of the biggest contributers to CO2 emissions.
Yeah, right.
Not only in Kenya, but all over Africa and in the world. And so the statistics are, speaks for themselves. A boda, an ICE boda, emits 52 tons of CO2 every year. And if you replaced only 10% of the 200,000 bodas that are registered in Kenya every year with a Jasiri, an eWAKA Jasiri, or even an eWAKA Imara, or any of our other vehicles, you would be basically saving 104,000 tons, right? That's 20,000 bodas replaced. So of course that is our aspiration.
So do you have plans of expanding to other parts of Africa?
We do. We have a pretty aggressive expansion plan, and we're already preparing for our second deployment in another country in the region.
Okay.
Right?
Do you mind to mention the country?
You'll be the first to know as soon as we're ready to announce it. Yes.
Awesome.
And
but you have to go to Ghana. You know I'm from Ghana.
I know. I am from Ghana too, and we're
Ghana
definitely talking to partners there as well. As I mentioned to you, it's all about partnerships, right?
Yeah.
So we really plan to grow across the continent and bring these amazing vehicles to every African.
Okay, so my last question to you. I mean, before we check out the prices and other features of these vehicles, so how are you going to convince my viewers watching you now to embrace e-mobility or even choose you over other competitors in the market here in Kenya?
So our focus, as you can see from our tagline, is we make last mile transport effortless. There are so many reasons why one should choose an eWAKA and an electric vehicle for that matter, right? First of all, the fuel cost, right? To charge your battery with 2 or 3 units in Kenya, you don't spend more than 50 Kenyan shillings, right? To charge your battery fully. So the financial argument. Second, the total cost of ownership. Right? A lot of people find the bike expensive, but when you do a calculation over a period of 9 months to 12 months, you come out ahead simply because maintenance is inexpensive, right? We offer maintenance. So our 3 pillars, besides the hardware and the technology that allows you to stay connected to your platform and to really know where your vehicle is all the time, the third pillar is really the onboarding, the training of people on how to ride the vehicle, but really most importantly, maintenance and servicing, right? So we are here to accompany our riders, and so that for us is critical, right? Customer happiness and customer freedom is at the core of our of what we do, of our existence. Why we exist is to make life easier.
Okay. So guys, we are going to look at the features of all these eWAKA e-mobility vehicles. So let's go.
All right.
Hi Celeste.
Hi Dave.
So what is this?
So this one is our flagship scooter, right? This one can be used both for commercial and for commuter purposes. Commuter purposes, you can use them in industrial parks, in hotels. We can also use them for commercial purposes for delivery. You just put a bag and then you hop on it and then you do your delivery quickly. Last mile delivery up to the client's doorstep.
Amazing. So how long can they travel on a single charge?
On a full charge, you can go 45 kilometers. Speed can be regulated. It can go as fast as 25 kilometers an hour, but you can also regulate it for the area where you are.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Exactly.
How much is it going for?
So all of our vehicles have 2 pricing options, right? As I said, eWAKA as a purchase or eWAKA as a service. And for the service, we have different options. We have subscription, rentals, and it goes anywhere from $5 a day to $150 a month, right? Or you can buy it for a bit over $1,000.
Okay, awesome. So what am I seeing over here?
So this one is our Shuja. The Shuja is a bike that is designed specifically for delivery, right? It can carry a charge of 65 kilograms, 50 in the back. And
Did you say
15
65 kilograms?
65
Awesome.
kilograms.
It must be strong then.
It is a strong beast. It's a delivery beast. It's electric, fully electric.
Yeah.
It's got one battery here in the back. You can actually fit 2 batteries to give you a total range of 120 kilometers.
Wow.
Right? On a single battery, it's 60 kilometers. It's fully electric.
Yeah.
So here you have the display. You have the throttle that takes you and the pedal assist, right? So it's really effortless for the rider, right? And so the full bike is 200 kilograms with the rider, right?
Wow. I really like the fact that you have variety of vehicles here at eWAKA.
Absolutely.
Hey, how is it going?
Very well, hi.
I'm good too. Tell me about this one.
So this is our eWAKA Imara. Imara is designed for personal commute.
Yeah.
It can also be used for delivery as well.
Yeah.
And one unique feature that we have with our bike comes with a removable battery. You open there, it comes out, you unclick out. Then you can actually take it out and take it to your house for charging.
Wow, awesome. Jimmy, I think this is a final one. So tell me about this vehicle.
So this is our eWAKA Jasiri from the word study.
Yeah.
Right, it's one of our most sturdy vehicles, whereby, as you can see, it can be used for deliveries.
Yeah.
Because of the big springs that was purely designed for it.
Okay.
You can also be able to use it for carriage of passengers, like a normal border.
Border. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, how long can it travel on a full charge?
So this one can do 80 kilometers.
80 kilometers.
80 kilometers of range, yeah.
Wow. And how long does it take to have a full charge or a full battery?
So it does a full charge of, it takes 4 hours for a full charge, and then you have the 80 kilometers range. Our engineers are working on actually increasing that range. We understand the needs are growing, and we want also to catch up with the market needs on a range, from a range point of view.
Oh, okay, good. So what has been the reception so far? Do you have people coming in for this type? Because it's more like multi-purpose. You can use it for the border work and also delivery. Do you have people coming in for this type?
Yeah, so this is the one actually that has shown like good interest. Of course, among all the other vehicles, also attract major interest. But you see, with the form that people are used to, it's a good transition to a product that is resembling to what they're already used to from a form point of view.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Dave.
Follow Drivafy on all platforms.